Jimmy, your character Kal has just made a rather shock exit from Corrie. So tell us about leaving. I mean, was that a hard decision to make, or did you kind of come in and think, I'll just do my contracted period and move on?
Yeah, I mean, it was, for me, having done so many different things over the years, when I first joined Coronation Street, I wanted to have the experience of joining the nation's favourite show. And, you know, I was lucky to be given that experience, but I think also at the same time, it was always something which I would then move on to something else. So it was a case of being able to be a part of it and leaving in a dramatic way. And what else can you, yeah, I couldn't have asked for anything more. So, yeah, I mean, it's tough in a way that I'm going to miss the place. You know, I didn't think I would love it so much and get so close to people and so close to the show. It's just testament to how great it is. But, you know, you have to move on and onwards and upwards.
So when you handed in your notice, so to speak, I mean, do you, as an actor, kind of think, oh, well, hopefully the door is left open, or were you quite pleased that it's final?
No, it was more of a kind of a mutual thing in a way that we spoke about. Basically, they knew that I was an actor that was there for the show. And Stuart is a great producer in that he's creating great pieces for the show. He wants to kind of make it as great as it can be. So as far as a story was concerned, I didn't hesitate about the idea of this story happening and if I could be involved, and then it kind of grows from there. So it's a great thing. You know, I was so pleased to be a part of it and so happy to be a part of it. And so, you know, it's kind of one of the greatest big set pieces that the show has done. I think also for me, one of the great hooks for it was the fact of it was a shock, which in Soapland you don't get so much of. You know, you get it from time to time, but people kind of enjoy knowing what's happening next. But with this, people knew I was going to leave, but they didn't quite expect you know, me leaving in this fashion.
So tell us about filming some of those fire scenes, because I mean, as you've said, some of the stunts are spectacular. I mean, yeah. Are you a bit of an action man? Did you dive in, or were you a bit?
It was funny. Well, no, you know, I like to go head first, feet first into it, you know. But this was something I've never, ever done before. Fire is, as I always said, fire. It was controlled fire. These guys are great. It's special effects guys, the stunt guys. But you know, fire isn't cold. Fire is warm. Fire is hot, and it's kind of like the claustrophobia of the situation really added to the performances as well.
Now, actually, we heard that the real fire brigade turned up. What went on there?
Well, I think the whole idea when they actually did the whole big explosion. It's funny because obviously the studios is in Media City now, and I'm sure. I mean, I can see it from. I could see the studios from my flat. So I'm just putting myself in a neighbour's point of view, and if he's looking out the window and the night and there's a big boom and explosion, the first thing would be to call the fire brigade. The fire brigade were already there though because they were helping us, so it was all quite surreal in a way. But I think they soon got the message that, oh right, no, this is Coronation Street, so it's fine.
Brilliant. Now let's talk about Kal's proposal to Leanne. Yeah. Possibly the most disastrous proposal ever in soap.
Yes,
Discuss.
I think he actually says this could possibly be the most disastrous proposal ever. Oh, if only he'd remembered that ring. If he had not left that ring back at the flat, things could be very, very different. It's taken him nearly a year to get to that point, and it's very sad. I mean, even I watched it and went, poor Kal.
And what was your last day on the Corrie set like? What was your final scene? Did you
my final scene was my very first scene of the whole week, which was when we were in the flat and we're getting ready to leave. It was really quite emotional. We'd filmed all the fire stuff by then, so it was a nice little cute little scene to finish on. And I went in, and it was one of those scenes we did in one take. I think me and Jane that day were just aware that it was my last scene, so we just kind of got through it as quick as possible. And then everyone came down, and I got a bottle of champagne, and I shed a few tears, and it took me massively by surprise. I think you kind of deal with the idea that you're moving on and leaving, and I think it's the job you're leaving, but it's the people that you're going to miss, and that's what gets you right at the end. So.